Listen, hi, by the way.
Okay,
I'm
girl.
sorry, I just talked her leg off. God, I just talked Amanda's leg off for like 5 minutes, and she just like was sitting there like, because there was nothing to respond to. I just was telling her
Well,
my
and
whole
I
life story.
couldn't get a word in edgewise anyway, even if I wanted to say something.
There was nothing to respond to, really. I just was like, woo, woo. I don't know if any other girls out there listening know. I'm sure you know what it's like. Girl talk, and then just chatting it up.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna start Married at First Sight episode.
Wait.
Oh, what you got? What you got? She says,
I gotta say one thing that I forgot. I was gonna say it when I couldn't get a word in a minute ago. So I just noticed when I picked this up when you were talking to me, and then I set it down, and then I just picked it up again. My mug has a llama on it. Okay. And I love this mug. But today, when I did my animal card reading, the card I pulled was llama.
oh wow.
And then I, like, without even thinking about it, also got out the llama mug. So we are in llama, playful, unbothered energy today.
I mean, my chat session would probably fall underneath the playful because I was on a little like rambly high. Listen to my whole day, girl.
Yeah. So we're bringing the llama energy today to everyone.
We're being playful today. Well, that might help because Married at First Sight episodes. What did we watch? To 24. Whatever
Yeah.
it was 20 to
I
24.
think it was 21 to 24. I think.
It felt like a lot.
They were it did feel like a lot. And they were like, I could barely, you tell me how you felt, but I could literally barely watch when they were like deciding if they were going to get married or stay married or get divorced because, oh my God, I'm like, just say what you have to say. It just drug on forever.
It really did drag on.
And
I think it's because they film it slower pace than like other reality shows I feel like are really cut and edited, where this maybe isn't. And like the pace seems like
yeah, maybe, but I
slower.
don't remember in the past, like, I don't remember. Maybe I was just more bored when I watched it, or maybe I was more patient then, but I don't remember feeling this way when I watched it in the past, like that it was so drug out. I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe where so many people got divorced that they like took their time more with them and listen, like the experts asking questions and listening to why and stuff. Because I just don't remember it being like that in past seasons.
Yeah. This is my first experience. And I think because I've seen a lot of reality and like more up to date reality stuff, I think maybe that's why it's so different for me. It's because it's a little bit like 90s vibes, maybe like just slower pace versus now, like.
Well, I'll also say
Different.
for me, I felt like it got juicier after they made their decisions, right? So
Like the truth came out finally, like everybody did
yeah,
and said what they needed to say.
yeah, like first of all, sitting there in front of the experts and them talking, I was a little bit surprised um with Emily and Brennan. I don't know, like the experts are there for both of them and stuff. And I guess I was a little bit surprised, especially with how the sex therapist acted towards Emily. Like, she almost treated Emily like she was, poor you. Brennan was awful. I'm so proud of you. Like, she was saying stuff like that after when they were hugging them.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I obviously am not a big fan of Brennan, so but I also felt like,
I mean, what is there to be a fan of?
right,
Like what does he have to be like? Yeah.
yeah.
He's
But I also did feel like especially when I saw the women, like when they all met up after saying that they were getting divorced or staying married. I felt like the way the women kind of acted towards the men, it was kind of bitchy, and I wasn't a fan of that either. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of like not a fan of many people right now on this show.
I think kind of what you were saying earlier, if they would have all been a little more honest throughout, maybe it wouldn't have like been that way because they did hold a lot in. It was like there when they all sat around like the campfire or whatever, when all the boys and girls were together and everybody just kind of started unleashing. They're like, well, I'm not protecting you anymore. Well, I'm not protecting you anymore. And it's like, okay, you
Right.
guys need to not. I guess to me, if you're gonna go on a reality show, like people want to see real. We don't want to see. Okay,
Yeah.
when we're in front of the cameras, do not address A, B, C. Like
And
at
that's what
least
they were saying they
The
did.
Bachelor, it annoys me when people act up. I guess, or we'll talk about it later. I have some really serious frustrations later that I will share with you, but at least they're just doing it, and it's not uh
Right.
like a behind closed doors, let's have a meeting about what's okay and what's not okay. Like just don't go on the show then because
I agree. Well, they
it's
kept
really annoying
saying
and
like,
we can't connect with them. Like I don't feel connected to like any of these people. Do you?
yeah.
Do you feel like, "Oh, wow, I feel like such a great connection with them?"
Um, no, probably more so Chloe and Michael than anyone. But I will say I feel like, so what came out when they were sitting around the campfire, for like anyone that didn't watch or whatever, is that the women were acting like they were so silenced by the men, but then a couple of the men were like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Like, you asked me, you silenced me. Like, you told me, don't address this, don't talk about that. I don't want this on TV. So it sounded like they were actually like both doing it to each other. So we really weren't getting the full scoop. And then who knows if in private that they were even addressing their own frustrations. So yeah, it all just came out. But I will say, Becca and Austin decided to stay married, and then later they split up. But the reason they split up, to me, like the straw, I understand it's like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? Like it's like not that one thing. It's just so many little
Yeah.
things build up. And then you're just like, fuck it, I'm done. And I understand that. And I know how that works. But like, I couldn't wrap my head around why she was so mad that she knew he was going out with friends and stuff. Why she was so mad that this producer was there, who it sounds like was a female.
I'm sure there's more to this story than
Yeah.
what we've told. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, like it sounded to him, or like he acted like, okay, there was this producer there, like who cares? Because they're,
Yeah, but of course he's gonna do that, or like, of course, because he lied. He at
yeah,
first she was like, well,
that's
who
what
all
I was going to
went, and he
ask.
didn't really say. Yeah,
Right.
so
So
there's clearly like
the
more
question
to the
is, why would
story.
he lie to her about it if it wasn't a big deal? But then also, I just felt like she was really like, I feel like she's a whiner. I don't like how she deals with things. I don't like that she whines. Like, just be an adult and say what you're wanting to say. And like, it reminds me of like when Jagger was little, like really little, and he would whine, or he would be like pouty, or he would kind of be like crying, or even like yelling sometimes. But I'll
Yeah,
say, oh, I can't understand you. So if you want to talk in a normal voice to tell me what you're saying, then I'll listen because I can understand you then. But I can't understand you when you talk like this. And I would say it to empower him to speak with his own power and authority, and to not,
yeah,
you know, And I don't know, like, I just don't think she got that memo in life. So to me, she comes across whiny, and I don't like it. I just want her, like, when she gets upset, she's like, "Oh, but you seem like you were so mad at me because I just asked to leave the dryer door open." Like, it just gets on my last nerve, okay? It's probably a me problem, but I can't. Do you experience her that way?
No, she doesn't. Like, her whining doesn't really bother me, I guess. I didn't really think about her being, like, whiny, but I was trying to think about all the times, like, that you were referring to, like, okay, when did she get whiny? And I don't remember a dryer door. I do remember her getting upset about the coat. I'm like, what did I remember? What do I
Oh,
remember?
yes, the
Because
coat.
the season is dragging on, and she's like, I'm just like, okay, I can't use your coat. Like, and to me, I thought he was kind of a butt about it.
About the coat?
Yeah, kind of. Because
Oh,
I
no.
guess to me, like, my masculine man is not going to be bothered if I get dirt on his coat. Like, that's how I feel.
But I didn't think it was. See, for me, like, dirt is kind of, it's different. Like, okay, yeah, you might be out and you get, if you're in the country or you're out at the lake or whatever, you're going to get dirty. That's fine. But they were in this pottery class. And for me, I understand that he was like, oh, do you mind to, like, just wash your hands? Because he didn't want the clay. Because also when that hardens, like, it is kind of hard to wash out. And I think, like, his
Yeah,
coat
his
was,
coat. Wasn't like furry or something.
yeah, it was like, would get down in there. And I'm a Taurus, so my things are important to me. I see God in the things. So when I get things, I really treat them well.
Yeah.
And so I can understand, and I don't think it was an unreasonable request. And she did get whiny about it. And she's like, "Oh, what do you mean? Like who gives a fuck? Just go." And he's not saying, like, don't wear my coat, or like, why is it a problem?
I don't, yes, I can see your perspective and I totally get what you're saying. I don't know. I guess I don't want a man because I don't get upset about that kind of stuff. Like, I don't want a man, I guess, who like gets upset about that kind of stuff. Like, I just want a man who's like, all right, whatever. Like, have at it. Like, you're cold. It's fine. Put a coat on. Like, who cares? Like, that's what I want. I just want somebody to be able to like show
Right.
up for me and be like, okay, I got you. Like, whatever. You get my coat dirty, girl. I don't care. Like, whatever.
Right. So for me, I think the difference is I also want someone who says, I've got you, and wear the coat. And
Yeah.
maybe that might even not care, but I would be more like, I would probably automatically go wash my hands. I'm not going to go get your
Balancing
coat
act.
with clay all over my hands. Like, I've done those pottery things, I've made the pottery, and I know how, like, whatever your hands get. So
Mhm.
for me, it's disgusting and doesn't even make sense that you wouldn't wipe your hands off before you would go pick up someone else's coat, even your own coat. But I
So passionate about this.
well, because I think
I'm
boundaries
tired of
are,
her whining and
yeah, I just think boundaries are important too. And so that's another, like, probably trigger point for me, is I need to know people have boundaries. So I like it if men have boundaries. Boundaries are masculine, and I like knowing that there's
okay,
a
okay.
boundary.
Boundaries can be masculine. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Like, men, like a boundary of, like, here's the where you play. Here's the, like, it can
It would depend probably for me because sometimes boundaries can rub me a little bit the wrong way.
be, ooh, but that's like, well, that's a whole nother, does the boundary feel too small and too confining?
It would like totally depend. Like, I would have to, okay, let's use this whole coat situation. I wouldn't like that boundary because I would be like,
Yeah.
I don't even care. I'm the one that takes care of your clothes anyway. So
Oh, okay.
like it's up to me to clean it. So
Oh.
that would be me. Whereas, so that's why I think it would be attractive for me for the man to be like, yeah, girl, here, you want my coat? Like, let me take care of you. Let me show up for you. Let me not be bothered by anything that you request
The
because
llama, unbothered.
yeah, that's
Um,
I need a llama.
right. Whereas, like for me, yeah, that would be great. And if a man authentically felt that way, I would love for him to do that. If he authentically felt
Mhm.
like, girl, put my coat on. I don't even give a shit if you get pottery stuff all over it. Like, great. But I think I honor his authenticity in my coat's important to me. Would you mind to just wash your hands and then wear it away? Like,
Yeah.
like
But
I,
that's so interesting because you come from like you really I'm not saying I don't respect my stuff. You really like take good care of what you own and what you have. So that totally makes sense for you to like understand his
yeah,
boundary with that.
yes.
That totally makes sense because you guys would like align in that
Yeah.
area and you'd be like,
But
oh yeah,
even,
that's great. I love taking good care of my things that I have.
yes. But even if I were like saying like what you are, like from your perspective of who cares, just put the coat on. Like if a man did say that to me though about washing his hands, I just feel like even if I didn't like it and I was like, I would be more like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like I am cold and freezing to death and you just all you give a shit about is me washing my hands. Okay. And then I would just like go wash them or whatever and call it a day. I just think like her
You don't like the
whininess.
wine. Right. Well, and it
Yeah.
makes you wonder like, so clearly he doesn't respond well to that, anyways. He
Right.
doesn't want to show up
Not
for her. But
working.
like, I think some men out there love it. I think some men really enjoy a whiny woman. I've witnessed it many a time. Or they just are like, all right, whatever, I'll do it so you quit whining. I don't know. I've seen lots of people whine at their man and they like get away with it. It's
Oh, and this is reminding me of a conversation we had a few weeks ago about little boy energy.
yes, little girl energy.
Yeah. Hmm. So
Hmm.
it's not all like we're not always just harping on men doing like acting like little boys. It's like this is a woman who's not in her feminine power essence. Like she's like, I have to whine to get my way, and no, 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 no. And like that's not cute. That's not sexy. No wonder he doesn't want to fuck her. Like that's her problem. She's like, he's not touching me and attracting me and wanting to have sex with me. Well,
See, but that's yeah, keep going.
I was just saying I wouldn't want to either if you're like whining and acting like a little girl and I'm not saying he's like the most masculine man on the planet, but I'm just
Oh
saying
no, yeah.
in general, I wouldn't be attracted to that either and find that sexy. So I think women
Yeah.
also really have to own their own like femininity and their essence, their sexual prowess, all of it, and show up in their authenticity and their power, which isn't whining.
Whining is not your power. Hashtag. That's going to be the title for this one. Whining is not your power.
Oh my God.
But that also goes back to teaching your kids skills.
Yes.
Like, I guess to me, I don't find her overly whiny. Now I want to go back and rewatch episodes and see if I like find her overly whiny. I don't find her overly whiny. I think that the straw that broke the camel's back makes sense here
Hmm.
because all of these things leading up, he doesn't want to be intimate with her. Like she already feels insecure there. And then you're going to go out with a producer, lie to my face about it. Like I would cut the cord too. I would just be like, you know what? Actually, since you're going to lie to me and you can't even be open and honest, like clearly you have something to hide.
Yeah.
I also don't really love it when people come in like guns ablazing, like, so did you go out last
Oh,
night? Like, I don't love that approach, especially in
like Claire did
a
that.
public forum. Claire, when you were talking earlier about men like silencing the women, she tries to be this little puppet master and like master manipulate all of this whole situation. Like, I don't even understand why she came on the show because
Me,
I really don't even think Cameron turned out to be that awful. Like, the first episode, I was like, oh, yeah, girl, run. And then as time went on, I was like, actually, Cameron, I kind of think you're a kind of a reasonable dude. Like, it could work.
right, right. And don't you think that, so in the last episode in 24, when Emily was talking about Becca and about how like, oh, I just love her and she's such a feminist and all, I love how all these women were just such feminists and we've been together, and I was like thinking to myself, yeah, and that's really worked out great for you because every one of you that you're talking about are divorced. Like, and I'm not blaming them, but like my
Yeah.
view of feminism is I believe I'm a feminist too, but that's because I want women to be in their authentic power and in their feminine, like to own their feminine. Like that's what feminism is to me. It's not taking on more and like overpowering a man and then taking on all the things women can do, plus still doing all the things men should be owning and doing. Like to me, that isn't feminism. And
Yeah. I think feminism is like finding out who you are and celebrating that and promoting that and like honoring other people for who they are and where they are. Because like I think
everyone's different.
feminism, yeah, and when feminism like the term came around, I think it was more like women get to work and break the glass ceilings and that's feminist
And
and we're
also
all
like
supporting each other. But
fuck
it's
men. Like there's a
yeah,
fuck men mentality. And that's
yeah.
what these women on this show, I think, kind of like their attitude has become. And I know they've been through shit on the show, but let me tell you something. They haven't been perfect either. And I
No.
just feel like they're coming out, like you said, guns a blazing, and they're just like, fuck these men. And it's not cute.
No. No, and I feel like out of all of them, really Emily is the one that I feel like should just lay the hammer down on that boy. Like Emily and Lauren probably are the ones that I think that like had the most challenging time, and probably Emily more so than Lauren because Emily, like, she tried, she like
Yeah.
went along with it, and he was just awful to her. Like, I truly think he was just awful to her. At least Orion was like, well, I think we should get a divorce in his little girl voice that he has. Like, I can't listen to him. Like, he is so soft. But
I know.
yeah, I can see where Emily has that mentality because she's really just been through it. I feel like she tried to be open. She tried to go with it. She tried to like do things that would make him happy, whatever. And he just made up his mind and just wasn't honest. Like he could have told her a long time ago and just
Yeah.
been like, no, actually, I don't think it's going to work. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand, like, from first of all, I agree with you. I think like he did know early on. I think I can also understand like the process of, because in the beginning he was like, no matter what, I'm not getting divorced. I'm going to make this work. And so him trying to like be having that internal conflict of shit, I can see I might be getting a divorce now and I didn't want one. And so how do I, so I'm just going to try to stay in it and I'm going to try to figure it out and see if I can, but
I don't
then
even think that was his mentality. I think his mentality was like, I don't want to look bad. So
well, yes.
how can I go through this whole thing without like being the bad guy?
Yeah, I do
Instead of
think
just
that was
manning
it.
up and saying, actually, Em, like, I think you're a good person. Like, I enjoy you, but I just don't think you're a good fit for me. Like, I'm really not attracted to you. I mean, even if that's mean to say, like, who just say it? Say what
Say
you
it.
need to say because you're doing her a disservice by trying to be the good guy and never actually saying what's on your mind. That doesn't mean every man in the world's going to think she's unattractive. You
Right.
just don't particularly enjoy her in that way. That's fine. But say
I
what you need to say and move on. Stop stringing her along.
It's like the John Mayer song. Say what you need to say.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's exactly what
love
he
that
needed
song.
to do, and by avoiding it and by, like, trying to be the nice guy, he just made it all 10 times worse, in my opinion.
Yes, but I do think there is something wrapped up in his identity about being looking a certain way. I mean, and so I when it comes to identity construction and like our egos and what we hold, like who we see ourselves as, I really think he was having a big like identity crisis, basically, like a really internal conflict of how do I and I'm not making excuses for him. I think he handled it all. Watching it, it was a train wreck, but I do I'm just saying I can understand that because I have gone through things in my life where looking back, I could have just upfront said, okay, this is just how this is. So I'm out or whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm an emotional being in human design and I'm a 3-5. So I would love to do some of these people's like human designer charts or astrology charts. But so I have to experiment a lot. I learn through trial and error. I learn through looping back and doing things over and over and trying all different ways of doing them. And I'm really emotional. So like, I have an emotional wave that's like up, down, up, down, up, down. And I actually have a few of them. And I've had to learn how to ride those waves and then settle into an answer and like being okay with my life being messy. So I think not everyone is just like, "Oh, I can see that this isn't gonna work, so I'm out." Like, I can
Yeah,
see.
but I think he could see it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, sometimes I can see it, but I'm still not out because I think if I just do it a different way or if I just, like, make myself I should be able to
I
make
don't even
myself feel
think
this.
that's him. I don't even think that's him. I think that
Oh, he
there's
was
no
scared of
yeah, there's no
looking
other
back.
options. Yeah, that was it. That was his big hang up the whole time was being scared of looking back. Like,
But if you remember back to when we met his mom and dad, I remember his dad especially being if I got the impression that his dad had put a lot of pressure on him to be that way. And so
yeah.
that has probably become part of who he thinks he is as a person. And so when you have to like what a great learning opportunity for him if, whether
If he so chooses, I don't feel like I don't know. Yeah. He feels kind of set to
yeah,
me.
but
Like
I mean he had to face that part of himself to get a divorce.
yeah, he seems
So
set in his ways.
So it's like, well, now I see that, oh, maybe, I mean, he might just keep blaming her. Who knows? Like, we don't know. But it forced him to at least sort of address because he had to let at least a little bit of that die in order to get the divorce.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But I agree with you. I think it was like
I don't
more.
even know that he let any of it die because I feel like I don't know. This is just my opinion. I think he's just so set and just stuck. Like I can just feel how set and stuck he is, like where he is.
Mhm. Oh,
And
he is. His
like
friends even said that when they were playing pool.
yeah, I think that I don't even know that he would recognize or feel any shifts or like let anything go because like it's part of the show. So like he already knew she was gonna say no. He knew he wanted like it was just like a decision at the time. I think if there was no like decision date coming up, he probably might have just stayed in it. Like and never made any changes. I don't
You
know.
think?
Yeah, I think the decision is like an easy out because you know it's coming. Like you know it's gonna have to be done.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I
I
feel.
don't know if, yeah, I don't know
I
if,
think if the cameras were always on, I think if the cameras were off, maybe he would have just ghosted her and like never talked to her again. That's how I
right.
think he probably handles his relationships. Like, oh, you're annoying me. I'm going to ghost you now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Think I think that for him especially, and he did talk about this a lot, the cameras were like way over the top added pressure for him. Like I think and there was probably like we can be really judgmental obviously and be like, well then don't go on a reality show. But I think maybe you I can have sympathy for
You don't know what you don't know. Like you
yeah,
think you know what
right,
it's gonna be like, and then you
right.
walk in and then you're like, oh, this is nothing what I
Yeah.
thought it would be like. Because like you're thinking cameras, but you're probably not thinking how many people it takes to run a camera or how many lights it needs or
Mhm.
whatever. Like I'm
Or
sure
what
it's
is even gonna trigger in you to just know that your every move's gonna be on TV? Like, you can think you can cognize it and be like, "Okay, I know everything I do is gonna be on TV." But then when you get there and they're filming you and it's not going the way that maybe you thought it might go, or you're hit with different things that you weren't expecting. And in their relationship, they were hit with a lot because that girl was accident prone. Um, and anyway, you have all this stuff going on. I imagine it could just be like, oh shit, this is way like you don't know how you're going to react in your body. You know what I'm saying?
hmm yeah, for sure.
So,
Yeah, that's how I feel all the time. I never know how I'm gonna react. Depending. Like you might think you know, and then you get in a situation like, oh, this is weirder than I thought it was. I don't know. I really liked Emily. I really liked how easy she was to get along with, how relaxed she was about all of these situations that made her look like physically look rough,
mhm.
with the hair and then with like getting hit in the face. Like
Yeah.
literally, I would have been a train wreck thinking about how bad I looked. And she just was herself and just like went with it and was calm and chill. I really liked her a lot.
Yeah, I did too. But speaking of calm and chill, let's just touch on Chloe and Michael for a minute because, they've been going really well. And then they met with the sex therapist, and she said, like, they were talking about how Michael's mom doesn't know yet that, that he's even married,
Yeah.
and how they were trying to decide if they're going to live together when their leases are up or what. And then the sex therapist was like, wait, I feel like you all aren't really being like real with each other or something because Chloe was saying that that was kind of like okay with her because she wants them to move at an organic pace and all this. And like I could understand why the therapist maybe thought Chloe was just doing people pleasing stuff. But at the same time, I can really understand how Uh, like, I could see both perspectives on it. Like, I could see how the therapist thought, "Are you all being real with each other? Like, really?" And then I could also see how they're just like, "Look, this is such a weird situation, and we really care about each other and think it could work and want it to work. So we're just navigating it like different than a normal relationship because it's not normal. And we're just like, okay, whatever we need, we're going to support each other in that and hope it works out."
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are I don't understand these experts and I don't really vibe with them like very well at all. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, that's how I feel. Because sometimes when they sit down with them, I'm just like, man, like this crap is coming out of left field. Like the only one I really got into was the Reverend guy. I feel
Uh,
like sometimes their advice is like, I don't
yeah.
know that it's like really going to help them in the long run. You know what I mean? Like it's almost
Yeah.
like they're getting along, especially when the couple's getting along. Like Michael and Chloe so far have been getting along, but then you have the expert come
Yes.
in, like talk to them, and then kind of
He made
like,
it worse.
yes, throws it through a loop. And I'm just like, okay, they didn't ask you to insert your opinion, but your job is to insert your opinion, and you're inserting it in like the wrong
Right.
way, the wrong time, the wrong, like, and I don't
Yeah.
even think, like, honestly, I don't know that as a therapist, I don't think that it's like always the best to like give them your opinion.
No, it's not. I
Like,
don't think it is at all.
because you're just telling them how to think. And the reason they're seeing you is because they already are confused and don't know how to think. So,
so
by
yeah.
giving them your opinion, then I feel like you're telling them
Yes.
like how to live. And that's something like I feel like I just discovered this week, like, because we talked a little bit the other day, and I was like, you know what? Like, as my job now, like that I've gotten to this point is to like clearly communicate with you, like what aligns with me. Like, because there are some things that I know for sure aligns with me. And like, this is my moral compass. This is what I think. And like, I just need to get to the point now where I like am solid on that and like
Yes.
clearly communicate that versus the therapist coming in and then like having a conversation and then she like, oh well, by the way, this is what I think about it. Like, no, it's like not, I don't know, I just don't like the experts
Yeah.
don't really do much for me except for the reverend guy. He's got some good lines every once in a while. I actually have a good line. I just looked at my notes. I have a good line from him coming up, and I was just like, dang, like
Yeah.
look at you go, buddy. You've got some knowledge here.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I feel like as a therapist or a coach or whatever, like I'll just speak for myself. I feel like it's my responsibility when I work with clients to say, well, what do you think? What makes you happy? What is your, like, what are your goals here? Not
Mm-hmm.
me inserting. So I feel like when she was talking with Chloe and Michael, rather than being like, you haven't told your mom yet? Oh my God. Wow. It should have been more like, okay. And Chloe, how do you feel about him not telling his mom?
Yeah, tell
And,
me more. Tell me
and
more.
yeah, tell me more. And like Michael, so, oh, you haven't told her, like, tell me more about that. Why haven't you told your mom? And then like asking Chloe, well, how does she feel? Because if they're okay with it, that's all that matters. Like it's their
Yeah.
relationship,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
I 100% agree because they're like, you don't have two brains anymore. Now you have three brains, and the third brain has no like dog in the fight, has no skin in the game. So why is that third brain telling somebody like, I mean, it's okay to guide them. Like, I think it's like a therapist's job is like to help guide people to a decision or to a point,
Mhm.
but not tell them what the decision should be or what the point is.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
that's where you have Claire, who's like, oh, I forget who she told that to. Maybe it was Emily. Like, I'm trying to protect or do my best to protect you or some crap. And I was like, what? Why is that your job? Like, where did that come from? Like, you're inserting yourself into places you don't belong. And
Right.
like, she's a therapist. It's like, okay, your job is not to tell people what to think, how to feel, whatever. You're
Yeah,
helping them navigate their thoughts and feelings and helping them come to a decision, like whether you agree with it or not. Like
right.
at the end of the day, you can be like, man, I don't agree with that, but you don't need to, like, they're not paying you to say that. They're paying you to help them work through their selves.
Yes.
That's real.
Yeah, and that's all. And like that's all that matters. You don't have to agree. You don't, it doesn't have to be what you would choose. It's their own life. And it's like, are they clear? Are they happy? And, we all have to go through our own
Yeah, just go.
we all have to go through our own like navigation and process. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. So like someone else may not need all the same lessons that I need to get to the
Mm-hmm.
same answer. But it doesn't mean that because I took a meandering path that that was a problem, because I also learned other things on the meandering path that I needed. And as a
Mm-hmm.
line 3, that is often my path. Whereas, you know, like you have a line 3 in your profile, but you're a projector. And so sometimes your path, even though you have a line 3, is going to be more direct than my line 3 as a manifesting generator. And that I have an emotional wave that you're not, that's not your jam.
Yeah.
So you're a mental projector. So yours is like mental clarity, whereas I have this full whole emotional thing. So I think it's just really honoring everyone's process. And it's okay if the path looks different. It's okay if the outcome looks different for different people. It's, did that person find their own joy, gratitude? Do they feel complete? Do they feel successful,
Yeah.
satisfied?
Yeah. I agree. I did want to say my Reverend,
Yeah,
was
please say
Reverend
it.
Al.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did say it isn't here. Okay. Um, when he's like, marriage doesn't work, you work. And I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, buddy, you've got it going on, because that is true. Marriage doesn't just automatically work. Like once you get married, it doesn't just like run along in the background and like everything just does its own thing. Like it's not an automated deal. Like it takes a lot of work. And I was like, wow, thank you for saying that and clarifying that, because I think a lot of people, especially in this show, just like think they're going to enter into it and just like it's just going to do its thing. Like that's not the reality. And I feel like Lauren and Emily probably were the two that I, maybe Becca and Austin, I don't know. I felt like they went into it like realistically knowing that it was going to take work and effort and to try. And then Orion just like backs out like the first sign of little bit of trouble. Okay, I'm done, because that was so insulting to my family and me and whatever.
Right.
Like that's not, anyways, I don't know. Did you see the teaser though? Like next week or whatever, next episode, it was like, oh, he wants to like talk to her again or whatever. I'm like, girl,
Um,
like cut the cord. And I really think it was produced that they like got together as like friends and like hung out, and
at the
like I
bow and
think this,
arrow place.
yeah, I think this was
Um,
suggested
the
to
bow
like
and
get.
arrow thing, that looked fun, but I'm going to tell you right now, I could not wear that thing that they had to strap to their arm because the whole time I could barely look at it. I have this thing with like, I, where I have like neurocardiogenic syncope and POTS, one of my triggers for fainting is needles. And I don't even like my blood pressure being taken, like when it squeezes my arm too hard, or like when they tie that thing around your arm. And that's what it reminded me of, because it had all those
Oh,
black straps going around their arm.
yeah,
I was like, I can barely watch this. I was feeling so weird. Like, what in the fuck is wrong with me?
that's so funny that that brought that up. Like, oh, wait a second, you're touching my arm in a funny way.
Yeah, they were putting it on, and I was like, oh my God, I can't watch this.
That is so funny that brought that up.
I
I've
know.
never put like any of that together, but
Talking about it right now, my arm feels funny. Like, I can't stand it.
that is so funny. You're hilarious.
Oh my God.
I don't
Anyway,
think there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes stuff makes me weak in the knees.
do you want to go into Bachelor or do you have more?
Oh, I have more notes, but I don't remember what they even mean.
Okay.
I think this is a Brennan note. It says, like, do you even know what you're saying sorry to? Like, I don't think Brennan knows what he says sorry to. And then,
Oh,
oh, maybe this is like when somebody's being honest, he responds with insulting and having her back. Two different things. But I forget why I put that. It was really important, because I'm like, this is important to say, and I don't remember if he like insulted her.
I can't remember
Remember
either, but I do
like
remember the
having
thing
her
about
back.
do you even know what you're saying sorry to? And I can't remember who,
I think it
I
was
remember the context, but I do remember one of the women saying that to one of the
like,
men.
do you know what you're saying sorry about? You're just saying it. Like you're just saying it just to say it. But
I
yes,
hate,
we can go to Bachelor because I love the Bachelor.
Okay, yeah, Bachelor in Paradise episode. No, I was just saying Bachelor in Paradise episode 5.
I swore I heard you say I hate Dale, and I was like,
Oh, you know
25
what? I
is
don't,
a good
but
episode.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of
Jeremy,
Dell.
Jeremy can kiss my butt.
Hmm.
Dale can kiss my butt. Who else can kiss my butt? Brian can sail off on a ship and I never want to see his face again. Like,
Really? Tell
yeah,
me more.
Brian is a cry baby. And then they showed previews for next week where he's like gonna steal Bailey or whatever. Brian is a ship jumping. Like, I can't believe when Parisa said that they were intimate. I was like, why would you ever? Because he seems like he's almost like I don't know. Like, okay, did you ever watch Finding Nemo? This is my description. Where like they get
Long time
attracted.
ago.
Okay, there's a part of the show where like Dory and Marlin are like down in the depths of the sea and they see this little bright light and they like are going to it and then they see like this fish light up and it's like got all these nasty teeth and it's gonna like eat them. That is Brian. He like dangles the little carrot and it's like, I'm so wonderful, I'm so attentive, and as soon as you do something that he doesn't like or he feels is funny, then he just like drops you and is just like done with you. And that annoys me. I don't like that. That is not cute to me. You are never gonna
Little
find
boy energy.
that. You're never gonna find somebody acting that way. Like I could see why Parisa was like, okay, I could see where he would want to be romantic upstairs in the VIP area. I could see, but then clearly communicate that, like, hey, like I want to get to know you more too, but like tonight, like let's just like relax and like enjoy the stars and be romantic. And like let's just relax. Like let's not worry about like asking all these questions. But then I can see why Parisa's like thinking it's cute. Like, oh, this is a great opportunity. We can get to know each other more. Like, we have all this one on one time. Like, what's your favorite color? Like, I could see where she was coming from. But he was just like disgusted by her behavior. And I just, that did not feel good for me at all. Like,
Well, I think it goes back to a conversation we had last week about um, a way a man can do masculine containment. And it's, we were talking last week about how Dell was like, drop it. And you gave the example
yeah,
of Jeremy in church with Colt. And I think this is another opportunity where Brian could have handled it a million ways. And he could have even just joked around and been like, green, no, like, who cares, or like, whatever, just been kind of silly back
yeah,
and then like just refocused her. But I think, or, moved her attention. But I think he could have been really like masculine containing in a, and like, there were a million ways, I'll just say that he could have done it. But instead, he got like pissy about it. And
yeah. Like egotistical,
uh,
like rude. Yeah.
it was, yeah, it wasn't, I agree with you. It wasn't cute. And she obviously slept with him after that had happened. So at first I was like, well, maybe something really shifted that we didn't see. But then she said it didn't. The whole night was basically ruined and
Yeah.
energy never changed. So I'm like, then yeah, why did you sleep with him?
Yeah, I didn't understand. I wouldn't be able to. I would just be like, actually, I'm feeling really tired and I want to go back to my room. Like, I would have tried to get out of it. I would not have let that man touch anything about me. Like, if that's how I felt, especially, I'm assuming it's their first time, especially like with it being like the first time. I just, like, I wouldn't want it to be like, ew. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. Whatever. They can do their own thing. I just was really surprised where she was like, "Oh yeah, we were intimate." And I'm like, "Okay."
I wonder, do you think it's like, they're drinking and I don't know. Like, do you think maybe with
Maybe
the,
they're really relaxed.
yeah, or something? Because
Yeah.
I'm like you also. Like, I don't feel like I would want to be having sex with someone in that situation. Like, if I get turned off, like I'm turned off. Like,
Yeah.
there's no, I don't, like, I can't be turned off and have sex, but I don't do obligatory sex. So I was thinking, like, well, maybe she kind of felt like this is my one opportunity. We're alone, so I should just do it because
Yeah.
they are kind of like in this weird situation, but then still that feels obligatory.
Yes, and maybe she's like, "Well, if I do, maybe that will, like, change the mood." I don't know. That's
Yeah.
still obligatory though. Like, I don't know because they all are like that. They all have like this, "Oh, I might not get the rose" thing in the back of their minds too.
Right.
I don't know. I just find the whole thing, like that whole deal with Brian just gross, especially after he treated Zoe the way he treated her. Like it
Yeah.
only kind of makes sense. He has some deeper things he needs to work through. Like that's why he's single. I can tell you that right now. He is single because of his own stuff he needs to work on.
Yeah. And then I agree with you. And then I think, the way Jeremy is talking about Bailey behind her back and like the things he's saying,
Yeah,
I,
they're awful. Like he's not going to be able to dig his way out of that unless she doesn't have enough confidence in herself to be like, peace out. Like Jill, that girl, she is secure in herself. She is confident. I like wrote down so many quotes. She needs to just sprinkle her knowledge on all these girls here and give them some of her power because
yeah,
I feel like sometimes girls like will still I don't know. I feel like a man can kind of say, well, like all these excuses for why he acted that way on the show and then the girl like goes along with it where I'm kind of skeptical. Like if Jeremy did all of that to me, if I was Bailey and like I don't know that there would be a way to redeem that. Like I would always be questioning him like, well, what are you really saying behind my back? Or like
I would
Dale and Kat, like the way Dale talks, I would be like, what are you actually saying like when I'm not around? Because like you don't ever say what you mean to say to me.
right. Well, so I wrote down a quote that now I can't find because I don't know wherever I wrote it in my oh no. She said something, Jill said something about, oh, I'm losing my sparkle, she said. And she said something about like that's why she was leaving is because she was losing her sparkle and and that just made me feel so sad and like
I
I
know.
understood I could feel for her like what she meant and it's not worth staying there. It's not worth staying in
No.
that environment if you feel like you're losing your sparkle. And I do think it takes a lot of strength to just say I'm out when it's time.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you that I think she has a lot of strength and confidence. And then
So many.
the stuff with Dell is like, I mean, he literally, to me, it's like when he said, "Oh, if that he wanted to get asked on a date and he would go just to watch Cat squirm or whatever, however he said it."
Which okay, it came out like somewhat like sarcastic, somewhat. But like yeah, that's
But
not
he said it, and then he said he didn't say it.
yes, and then Jeremy lied too. I love how they showed all of that
Yeah, me
because
too.
Jeremy lied too. Like, yeah, Jonathan might be like playing a game and just telling Kat because he's hoping like that she'll like
Yeah,
him or whatever. But like, it's 10 times worse when Jeremy's like, well, why did you say that? No, no, he didn't say that. Like, you are a
yeah,
liar. Like, this is not middle school. Like, you just need to be honest because the playback is available. Like, just be
yeah.
honest. Yeah, he did say that, but I think he was being sarcastic or whatever. Like,
Yeah, but I don't even, this is my opinion. I
yeah,
think if
tell me.
he cared about Kat, he wouldn't have said it at all. I don't think that a man who really cares about a woman says that about a woman and then says, oh, I
Yeah.
was being sarcastic. Like, and I didn't feel that it was super sarcastic. There was definitely a part of him that meant that. And he does like the little game because that's why when Alicia or whatever her name is showed up, he was being, and I'm not saying he shouldn't pursue something with someone else if he wants to. I'm just saying then be real and upfront because he was
Yeah.
telling Kat, like she was asking him directly and he was making it seem like he was in it for her. But then when he would do his video cam, he's like, no, I would definitely go on all these dates and do whatever. So he's telling in his like personal interviews one thing and then saying something else to Kat and
Yeah,
making him flirty.
He's being honest. He said nobody sparked his interest. So by using these carefully chosen words, you can go back later and say, well, I said nobody had sparked my interest and she came down and I kind of found her intriguing.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah. But he's being fully blatantly honest in the interview one-on-one thing. And so I'm like, don't lead her on. Like to me, he's leading her on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yes, because there is that in the back of their minds. Like not everybody is like Jill, who will be like, okay, I know my worth, I know my value, like my person's not here. I'm not gonna stay here and try and convince people to like me like Jonathan does.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like go home. Like I'm not gonna sit here and play a game and try and like stick around for the rose. Like, yeah, it's nice to be on vacation with people. Like that, I'm sure it's a great time. But why do I want to manipulate a situation just to stay on
Yeah.
for a vacation? Like that sounds like no fun. Like she made it very clear and evident that it's no fun to be there when people aren't interested in you.
Yeah.
But all these people I feel like are playing a game and trying to say things a certain way so that way they can stick around.
Right.
That's how
Yeah.
I feel.
No, they 100% I agree with you. What did you think about Kathy? Wait, no, Nancy. And is it Greg? What's his name? Gary. When they
I
went to the
think
cacao ceremony,
I think that they picked a shark or a whale or whatever with Gary and nobody else wants any of the other men. That's what I think. I think that they like sucked at this whole picking the right people to come down thing. But the whole like chocolate, yeah, they were like high as a kite or whatever.
that is not what happens on. I do cacao ceremonies.
I mean, I think they said something about an edible though. I don't know.
They said that was later though.
Yeah, so I wonder if they had an edible too there, like if they gave them, I don't know. I didn't like the whole like background being weird
It's
thing.
not a psychedelic like in that way.
Like like I didn't really like how they like strung that out. Like I honestly fast forwarded through that part because I'm like, this really is not that entertaining to me. Like I want to see love and romance. I don't want to see
Yeah.
older people getting high or whatever.
But that was the thing. Like, I don't think they were. I think that the show was making it out to be that way.
Like manipulating it.
Yeah. But what I will say is what I found interesting is how, I don't know, like, before he went on that date, he's telling someone else that he's like, yeah, like, we're on the same page and I'm here, and I know things can shift
Yeah.
quickly, but it's like,
They don't know how to say no though, or like, oh, I really would like love to, but I'm like super interested in Leslie because I think he really is interested in
but
Leslie.
now he's standing with Nancy and acting like he's super interested in her. And that was one of my notes is like, I find it funny how even Alicia, when she went on her date, like, I find it funny how they go on one date and then they're just like, whoop, cleaned up with somebody.
Yeah, but then yeah, it's like a survival technique. But then like she still is talking about Dale to all these other girls and like I'm really interested in Dale. I'm really like I wish people would just say what they want to say. Like I really wish she would have just taken Dale on that date and not Sean because
Yeah.
like who cares? Okay, Kat says she likes him. Like Kat, out of respect, like I totally respect you as a person, but like we're on this show for a reason. I'm gonna ask him like if he says yes, great. If he says no because he's interested in you, then it's a no, and I'll go ask Sean. Oh my
Right.
gosh. Can we hold on a second? I need to pause. I need to go rescue my child. Yeah. So Gary and Leslie and Gary and Nancy and all these people, you just say what they want to say.
Yeah.
I
Did
feel.
you think the little horseback riding date was cute?
I really like that Faith was like, you want to go with me? Because who I wanted to ask isn't here right now. So I thought
Um,
that was fun. I'm like, that's a great idea. Genius
to take
idea.
another girl, just have fun with that. Yeah.
Right? Don't give up the date. Don't be like, well, nobody's here that I'm interested in. So I'm just going to give up. I really like Faith. I'm going to channel my inner Faith and my inner Leslie when I get older. I really like them.
Yeah, I do too. And
Like,
I
I don't
and
want to be lady. Like, I don't want to be April. Like, I don't want to like
oh
make
see,
cat noises on people and
yeah,
like all like that. That doesn't jive with me. I want to just be like relaxed and chill and ride my horse and like beautiful doing it.
yeah. I was gonna say with a sprinkle or a little dash of April. Like not all of the April, but like I like that she has that spiritual connection. Like she's like, what God has for me won't pass me by. And like she's just like
Yeah.
the fun, like energy, but not
Mhm.
necessarily, you know, all of that.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Well,
Just
yes,
like
I think they
a
all
dash.
have like I think they all have good qualities to them. I just really like I just feel good vibes and like I align more with like Faith and April and or no, Faith and Leslie, Faith and April.
Leslie.
Faith and Leslie, like I like their like Faith probably more because she seems a little more grounded. Where I feel like if Leslie
Uh-huh.
could find a man that like makes her feel super secure, like she would be like solid.
Do you know who I didn't love her on the Golden Bachelor, but the more I've seen her on things, there are certain aspects of her personality that have grown on me. And it's um I wanna this is awful that like I don't know her name, but I think it's Kathy. She went
Yeah,
on
you're
a horse date.
yeah,
It's
she's on the
Kathy,
horse. Hmm.
right? Okay. Because she's like just kind of I mean, she's blunt and that's part of it, but there's just something about her that's like no fucks given.
Yeah, yeah, she's grown on me a lot too. Like I really like her. And on
Yeah.
the Bachelor, Golden Bachelor, I feel like she was a little more stiff and rigid and like had like an idea or like an order about it. And now I don't think she's that way. I think she's more like willing to embrace things.
Yes.
And
I
yeah,
agree.
just very honest and open about like what she thinks. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think
Like when
she
she was talking to April about the body shot, she's like, think about this. Your kids and grandkids are watching this. Like, think about what you're doing right now.
I know. But what I thought was funny is because she did one.
Yeah,
Like,
Kathy did. Yeah, but she did it with her own like age group versus
oh, oh, oh.
Dale and April, which I thought it
Oh,
was hot. I was like, good job, buddy.
no, I just thought it was playful and fun, and who cares? Like, it was funny.
I just think Kathy's funny. Like,
And I also think they're just playing up this April thing, on the show. Like,
yeah.
because they can like play up her with the younger boys because it's not that she actually like wants to be with one of them.
Right.
So to me, it's just like funny.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's funny.
Yeah. I was looking at my notes because I was trying to see. I thought there was one other thing that there is one other thing that I have, but first of all, do you have anything else?
No, I think I'm pretty complete. I don't think I have anything else.
So the only other thing that I have to say is and I can have Jagger cut this out if we don't think we should say this, but I just really feel like it's important to say. And I was watching this, and when Alicia came on, I love a skinny girl, okay? I really do. And we've talked about this before. Like sometimes I can
Yeah.
even be like, you know, getting to skin and bones is sometimes like a good thing. Or like, I can like think that's really beautiful. But like I'm worried about her a little bit.
I have kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit anyways because Kat has had some work done, like,
Mhm.
since she was on her first season of The Bachelor and
Okay.
even Bachelor in Paradise. Like, she came down the stairs this season, and I'm, like, trying to turn my head, like, "Is this the same girl? Because 'Cause I'm not seeing how this is the same person." Like, for a while in the beginning, I thought she looked totally different. And then Alicia came down, and I was like, I don't remember her at all. Like, that can't be the same girl, is it? Like, there's no way that's the same girl. Yeah, it's the same girl. Like, but she did not look like that on Grant's season. I mean, she was only there for what, like the first episode. But yeah, she looks a little like, I mean, I think she's beautiful. I think she looks
Oh,
great. Do
she,
I wish she looked like that? Oh, heck yeah. But I think this is just my opinion, and I don't know a lot because actually the Rachel Recchia, people keep commenting on her weight, and she only addresses it every once in a while. She went through some health stuff, like lost a
yes.
bunch of weight, whatever. And she's like, you guys don't know the full story. Like, just, I love you, but leave me alone, basically. So I have a hard time, and it's none of my business knowing whether it's like feeling the pressure to look a certain type of way now that you have been on TV and you have more followers on Instagram and whatever, or if it's like a health thing. I have a
Yes.
hard time deciphering between the two. Or
That's why
maybe
I
I want to get
was
the work done, like Kat. I don't know.
right. That's why I was like reluctant to bring it up, to be honest, because I don't like commenting on women's bodies because I feel like women are like it's the smush, it's like you're either too big or too small, too curvy or too not curvy enough, or like your butt's too flat or your butt's too big, your boobs are too big, your boobs are too little, you're like
Yeah,
there's
there's
never
never.
it's never right, so it's like the smush. And so I don't really like to comment on women's bodies for that reason. I just also felt when I was watching it, like, even for me, who I do, like, I can get into, like, oh, that person is so skinny. That's great. It even for me was like, whoa, that's very thin. And Dell was telling her he definitely has a type. I'll say that. And he was telling
Yeah,
her how beautiful she is. And to me, I'm confused. Like, do men think that women being skin and bone is healthy and vibrant and like, because I will just say, like, when I have gotten down that small, like, and I have before, I was either really not in a healthy place, like in my life, and there were things going on that like I wasn't eating or couldn't really eat, or I was like with my health conditions, like doing not at all well at all.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of like, I just wondered what your thoughts were about it.
Like, yeah, I always want to know like the more to the story because I am a visual person. Like, I am visually like, I'm just very visual, and like I'm look at myself visually like a lot,
Yeah.
and I want to look like a certain way. Um, and like people can do like whatever makes them feel good. Like maybe this is the best she's felt in like a long time or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just always curious when it comes to being in the public light, like if that adds pressure to like looking a certain way, or if they genuinely want to like start looking a certain way, or they've always wanted to look a certain way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would be really curious. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, like, it comes from a place of concern, and you're not like, yeah, I'm like you. I don't want to judge or like, yeah,
No.
comment on people's bodies in
I
like a
will
negative.
say,
It's just a discussion, like a curiosity of,
yeah.
is this driven by something? Is it health related? What
Yeah.
is it? Because I have the same thoughts about Kat. Like, I mean, she's very tiny. Like, I think she's smaller than what she was when she was on before.
Mhm.
Um, but I think like even her facial features, like I don't know what changed, but she definitely has made some changes, I think.
Yeah. Well, and I will also say when I start losing weight, like even if it's because like unintentional, right? Like just something is going on in my life or I tend to lose weight a lot when I can't work out. Like working out keeps weight on me. And when I like am going through something with POTS or neurochirurgenic syncope, or even like a lot of pain with EDS, but where I can't do the same workouts and like keep myself going, I'll start losing weight. But then what happens is it's like I forget that what normal is. So that smaller version of me, which like I'm always small, but like the real skin and bones version becomes the norm. And so uh it's almost like this snowball effect of I could get skinnier, skinnier, skinnier rather than like just being what's like healthy for me. And then if I start putting a little bit back on, like which is actually like a normal good size and weight for me to where I feel good,
Mhm.
I feel fat because I'm not
Yeah.
used to having that on me.
Yeah, I can totally see what you're saying. That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do know that that also like happens and is a possibility. And that's one way I think for me that I can like get too skinny because I just keep feeling like, because the norm becomes really, really skinny. And then if I lose weight from there because something
Mhm.
else goes
I
off,
think, yeah, I think society, it's like a new norm is just to be like skin and bones and
yeah, yeah, okay,
not necessarily like a healthy weight. Yeah, I would be curious, like for all of them. Like, okay, just curious, but like there's like a dramatic difference between then and now. So like, just curious.
yeah,
That's just me. I'm just curious, anyways. Like, if somebody is having something done or gets work done, I'm always like, well, how much does that cost? Just because I'm curious. Like, I'm always just curious. There's like zero judgment, zero cares given. Like, I literally could care less. You could come tell me you spent like 10 grand to like, you know, whatever, fix your face or whatever you thought was wrong with you.
yeah,
I'm just always genuinely curious, but I'm a visual person. Like, somebody can drive up with like the coolest car, and I'll be like, how much did you spend on that? Like, just curious. Like, how much was that? Like, I don't know why. And I don't even care. Like, I literally don't care. Like, I literally do not care. I'm just really curious. Like, well, how much does that cost? Like, even today when I was getting my nails done, every 5 seconds I was asking, well, how much more is that? Well, I like this, but how much more is that? Like, I don't know.
yeah.
And I'm
No,
not really a money driven person. Like I don't like run around and be like, I need more curiosity.
yeah. I understand. I do understand all of that because I'm really curious too. I don't always ask how much things cost, but I love to like know about things and I'm also visually driven. So like if I see, well, I've always loved Porsches and now like Jagger really that's like his favorite kind of car too, which is funny because it wasn't for a long time. It's not because of me. It just like that now is like the aesthetic that he loves so much. And so we kind of share that. So that's our thing. And like anytime we see one, I'm like, oh my God, we got to go check this car out. And we're like, you know, in the parking lot, like checking cars out,
Yeah.
whatever. We were lucky. Sometimes the owner's like, let me open that up for you.
Right? That's so fun. I think like this kind of goes along with our other conversations though before about like what's real and what's not. And
Yeah.
like just out of curiosity because like I'm a mom of 3. So for me to get back to like my stomach looking remotely flat or like those girls, like it's going to take like a lot of time and effort. And those are things that I have to like consciously remind myself of. Like, okay, yeah, I'm in my 30s now. They're in their 20s. They've never had babies. I've had 3 babies. Like, there's a huge difference there that I have to remind myself of. And that's not even just like with my body. Like, that's with like lots of things in life. Like, okay, for instance, like I've been sewing some outfits for our like local fair that I'm gonna have my kids model. And, I'm like walking in with like my very basic sewn outfits because like this is only my second year doing it. I'm not like an immaculate seamstress, but then you have all these other people with like their beautiful outfits. And I'm like, okay, they've literally been sewing for like 40, 50 years
Yeah.
versus 2. So like I need to put that in perspective. So I think that's a lot of where my curiosity is driven from. Like
Yeah.
with Alicia, like you look freaking like I mean I think skinny just for me. I like that. Like that's what I like personally. I'm not like shaming anybody who's not, but like because I want to look like that, that's what I'm drawn to. And like I'm just genuinely curious, like, okay, how did you achieve this goal? Like what did you do? What do you eat? Because like I'm working on cutting out carbs and like all these things, and I'm like, okay, in my 20s I probably didn't have to cut out carbs. Like those are just things that
Yeah.
make
No, I am curious about like what they eat or how they work out or whatever. But she doesn't have a lot of muscle tone. So my thoughts are
yeah.
she's not eating a lot of protein and she's not really working out or like to build muscle workout. I'm not saying
Mhm.
she's not working out. I'm saying like weights or whatever would be my guess, but I don't know. So I'm curious too, just like you.
Yeah.
And there are sometimes people that I look at their body and I'm like, genuinely, please tell me what you do. Cause like,
Right.
sexy as hell. Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
that,
but like yes, it's like just curious, like, is this something that I would be okay with doing for myself? Like
right.
all these women who are my age who don't have wrinkles and they obviously are like doing Botox and fillers. And I'm like, it's not really something I'm interested in. So
Right.
I need to look at you like in a different way because what you're doing is like not
Yes.
achievable personally for me because I don't want to do those things versus
Right.
like, somebody using some kind of like skincare that I would be into, or like, taping my forehead. That's my version of like trying to keep my wrinkles at bay.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I 100% understand what you're saying. Cause it's like, am I comparing myself to something that I'm even willing or is in alignment with my values?
Yeah. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
like, things that are in alignment with our values that we're willing to do might achieve like a totally different look. And so then we have to like maybe work a little bit on our own. And I'm speaking to myself here as much as anyone else, is work a little bit on our own like expectation setting.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
because it's real easy to look at someone who, for instance, hasn't had a baby or 3 babies or whatever and say, well, you know, I should, I want to look like that. But the reality is, even after having one baby and doing all the things, I mean, and I have Ehlers-Danlos, so my skin is stretchier and stuff in general. Like I have extra skin on my belly now. Like if you saw how huge my belly was when I was pregnant and I don't have any stretch marks, thank goodness for Ehlers-Danlos for that. I have no stretch marks. My skin just went with it. But I definitely like my skin is like stretchier on my belly now than it was. And that was something I just had to accept, if I didn't want to like go trade the skin for scars for plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
that's
it's out of
fine.
curiosity. Yeah, I would be curious. I think this is an interesting dialogue for like all women. And I'm sure more women feel this way. It's just not going to be like necessarily achievable until like everybody's ready to be like open and honest or like explore that. Cause like the other podcasts that I listen to that are like Bachelor and reality TV related, they don't really talk about this stuff. And I understand why, because it is a very sensitive subject and you don't want to cause problems and you don't want to come off like in a certain way or say the wrong thing. Like, heaven forbid anybody say the wrong thing or somebody interpret it the wrong way, Orion. But I'm just saying, like, in general, I would really like if somebody had invited some of these girls onto a podcast and like discussed like what their workout regimen is or like what they eat or whatever, I would be interested in listening to something like that or like talk about
Right.
the talks or whatever they get. Like,
Do you think that they would be open to telling the truth about those things?
I think some of them, because like some of the Bachelor people I follow, there are a couple who will show you like when they go to get Botox every once in a while, you'll be able to see it. Or like the one girl showed like she has 2 kids now and she like showed what she was doing, like some kind of stomach thing somewhere in some like office or whatever. And I was
But
like,
I
oh,
mean, like,
that makes total sense now.
yeah. But I think what I'm thinking of more even than that, which is kind of funny, that it's what I think is probably even more vulnerable than saying you get Botox or something, because like everyone does that nowadays, is
Yeah.
to truly honestly share, like, this is honestly what I eat in a day, because you're going to have so much judgment about, is that enough? Is that not enough? Did you get enough protein? Did you get
That is so annoying to me. Yeah, I understand what
right?
you're saying. It's
But
so
I
annoying
think,
because it's nobody else's business.
right, I think it would be, I agree with you. I just think, you would, as a woman, just your existence opens you up to a lot of
Mhm.
criticism and all of that. And I think sharing, like, there are going to be so many people, like, even, you've said to me before, like, why don't you just share like what you eat? Like, I would like to see a day of what you eat. And I haven't not done it because of this, but I just have, like, I forget to really document like a full day. So I just
Mhm.
have like, I guess I could like put together bits and pieces and make a thing of it. But I think there would be just a lot of noise. And so as a woman, like, I don't give a shit. I would put it out there. But a lot of women probably would feel like, why even open myself up to that? Because like I felt like I didn't even know if I should broach this subject at all, because I
Right.
don't want to put anything on, like, anyone in a negative way or any kind of
Like,
pressure.
you're not putting accusations out
No, no,
there.
no, no, no. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what yes, I totally see what you're saying. I think that makes total sense because I think, like, a lot of people nowadays, when you're on social media, just think that they can just say whatever or share whatever. Like with Rachel Recchia, I think a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, you're so thin now. Like, this is too thin. Like, you looked better before. You didn't need to lose weight." And blah blah blah. Like, think it in your head and move on. Like,
No, it's none of their business.
you don't have to put that in a message and send it to somebody. Because I've thought about it before too. Like, wow, she looks like really skinny now. Like, what the heck is this girl doing? Because maybe I need to start doing whatever she's doing. And then she's like talking about how, she's had some health battles and like she's not going to speak on it anymore. And then that really like puts it into perspective to me. Like,
Yeah.
oh, so like clearly there's more to this story. And I need to be aware of that. Like, when I look at other people.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, so we can sit with this and decide if we want to put this in or not. Like,
Yeah, I will. And I'll go back and listen to the intro because we might just take a section of it even, you know?
yeah, yeah, whatever you think is like not because I now that we're talking about it, like maybe I should enter in my head like, is this the same girl like Kat? But she looked totally different.
Yeah. No, I understand.
So
But I
maybe
think
that was
we did say
super
some
too.
we did say some good nuggets. So maybe
Mhm.
I can listen back to it and then tell Jagger specific timestamps. So
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I mean, I trust your judgment. Yeah. I
yeah.
don't want to be like, and I also have thought about this a couple of times, like, oh, maybe I'm saying the wrong thing. But then I would never talk.
I know. I
So,
know.
so that this would be good to include. So like sometimes worrying about what I'm saying, I would never talk about anything because I'm like, oh, somebody could take this the wrong way and somebody could think like this is offensive or whatever. Like I did have a friend tell me that somebody else had told her like, oh, I can't believe she talks like that on her podcast. So I'm like, but what do I talk like? Like what am I saying? Like what am I saying that's so horrible? And then I was like thinking back like, well, maybe it could have been this or maybe it could have been that. And then I'm like, I cannot just sit here and dissect like everything I say on the podcast because I'm not saying like
Wow.
I
I
have to
would,
be myself at some point in my life. So like
yeah.
worrying so much about what I say to the point where I can't even talk, like it's not going to work. Like I know who I am. The people who love me know who I am. Like
Yeah.
they they know
I
me.
can't
They
even
love
imagine what you could have said that would have been offensive. And Lord, if you're offensive, then I would love to know what this person thinks of what should I say?
really kind of surprised. I'm like, okay, well, I really try hard when I sit down here to like not be mean or point fingers or whatever. Like I know we do kind of like critique people and how they're going through stuff, but I didn't go through any of this stuff. So it's easy for me to sit here and say, like, oh,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be doing this or that or whatever. Like
And we
that's
say
not
that
the,
all the time.
yeah, and that's not like the point, I guess. Like going back to the whole like Jeremy thing from earlier where Jonathan's like, yeah, he said this, Dale said this, and then she goes, Kat went and asked Jeremy, like, oh, did Dale really say this? And then he's like, no. And I'm like, this is not middle school like
Yeah.
behavior. Like, so I think by me trying to show up and like be open, that I'm not at least like lying, if that makes any sense. Does that make any sense? Like I had a whole point there and I feel like I kind
No,
of
I think that makes 100, like, that makes all the sense because you shouldn't have to pussyfoot around. I don't even know where that term came from, but anyway, pussyfoot around. Um,
maybe
people
cats because they walk delicately
maybe,
sometimes. I
oh
don't know.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's fine. But you shouldn't have to do that. Like, if someone else is having, we'll just say bad behavior, or they're just like doing something that is, we all know is completely ridiculous, then why is it wrong to say it's completely ridiculous?
Yeah.
It's not wrong to say, why are you bold faced lying right now?
Yeah.
Why
Like,
is
cause
that a
he
problem?
totally was lying. That was horrible. Like, I don't understand why he had to lie there. I just would have like, I don't know what I would have done. I just didn't like that at all. I was like, wow, that like really is saying a lot about your character that you're gonna like bro out over here and lie when
Right.
they
Like,
have the footage. Like, what motivates you to lie when they have footage of this? Like,
right. Wouldn't the more masculine thing to do to be to hold him accountable and say, yeah, he did say that. And like,
yeah,
you should call him out on it.
yeah,
If he's saying he didn't say it, that's a lie. He did.
yeah, I agree.
What you mean, Dell? Say what you mean. You know, like if you didn't mean it, then don't say it.
Say what you mean. Right. I'm, I liked
All right.
this
Well,
chat
this has been
today.
a great conversation. We were chatty Cathy's.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we were. Tune in next week. Married at First Sight. Actually, Gosh,
Probably be done.
Perfect Match. The new
Yeah,
season of Perfect Match is coming out, so, like, I really wanna get into that.
me
So I don't
too.
know if we'll touch on episode 1, if we'll
Yeah.
attempt, or if we'll just try and get through, like, the rest of Married at First Sight, which I think I could fast forward through some of it.
I
Just one.
think there's no, I agree. I think there's only one more episode and then the reunion.
No, I think there's, like, several episodes, but I don't know what they are.
But I think the ones after that are like, we don't even need to watch them.
Oh, the experts talking or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Alright, cool.
And then, so I think we only have 2 more of those. And then we have, and by the way, we don't even, like, we can do what we want. We can be done with that if we want to be done with that. Like, who cares? We're the
Whatever you
boss of
wanna
it.
do, I don't care. I don't care.
And then, but yeah, I definitely would like to do a perfect match because that show's always really good. And
Yeah,
then,
it's so fun.
of
I'm so
course,
excited.
we're going to keep up with Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
All right. Peace out, everyone.
Bye.